Good morning. How are y'all? Is it a good morning to y'all? Hang on just a second.
Able to do.
Okay. Um okay. Classes are coming off. I'm going to tell you what we're talking about Monday real quick cuz Chris and I have been in deep conversation. Monday I'm going to talk about heaven and hell and my thoughts on Christianity and so forth. We're going to get really, really deep. I have yet to go get makeup because Diane keeps forgetting to remind me in heaven to get my makeup. I love her. Um, she's been gone a year this month. I've I have missed her so much. I'm thankful for her family, Brenda, still staying in contact with me because it feels like Brenda reminds me of Diane so much because she watches every video. She encourages me. It's like I feel like a piece of Diane is here because Brenda reminds me so much of Diane. So Brenda, remind me to get my makeup. Okay. 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 Update real quick before I get into conversation. My doctor called Monday, or the nurse called, and she said that the doctor was not in today, and they were going to have a conversation when he got in the office on Tuesday, and she would call me back Tuesday with a solution. Well, she called me back yesterday afternoon after hours, and the doctor said there is no way that is from the removal of the tube because I went 45 minutes driving with no dizziness, no spell. And if it was a tube that did it, it would have happened immediately once the tube was removed. They said it was from the numbing medicine. Okay. What happens when you have your tube taken out in the office? Most people have the tubes just fall out. Okay. Usually they don't go. You have the tubes put in for a reason, and most people do not have complications from the tube. But when you have the tube removed, they put numbing medicine in your ear. Numbing medicine it's almost like a thick topical. It almost looks like that jelly they put on you when you have an ultrasound, that thick jelly. That's what it looks like. And what they do is they they stick it in your ear and then they leave it there for 10 minutes and then your ear's numb. And so, when they first put that in my ear, I was dizzy. I was like, whoa. And they were like, the dizziness is normal in the beginning, but then it stopped. But he said probably what happened is as I was driving, it drains. The numbing medicine drains. And apparently it drained behind my ear canal and it caused the crystals to get all janked up, which caused me the vertigo that I experienced. So it has nothing to do with my tube. And I do believe that. Because I wasn't dizzy from the trip from Huntsville to Coleman, which is about a 45-minute drive. I wasn't dizzy at all. As a matter of fact, when I got to Hartselle, I was map questing where Sonic was because I was going to get off the interstate and get a drink. That's how normal I was. So, these are my options. So Monday at 11:30, I have to get the other tube out. And the reason I have to get the tube out is because it's causing me to be off balance a little bit. It's causing me to feel fullness in my ear. It's causing me to be sensitive to sound. Uh, uh, as a matter of fact, y'all know that this summer I'm doing a new summer reading program that requires music, me singing, me dancing, and I haven't been able to practice. I haven't been able to practice because the music is causing me, like, the sensitivity to the music is causing me to be dizzy. I haven't been able to do it. And so I have got to get this tube out because I'm like, dude, I have a reading program in June. I have got to be able to practice this and do this, and I've got to be normal. So I'm praying to God that when this tube comes out and the hole heals up, that I will be back to normal. Because if I'm not, I'm like, what am I going to do? So I will tell you, since this tube has come out, the fullness has gone away completely. So I do believe that all my complications have been from the tubes. So I do believe that when this tube comes out, that I will return back to normal. I do. So these are my options. When I go in, I can have the numbing medicine put back in my ear. And he said, Judy, in the time that I have been an ENT, this has only happened twice where the person gets severe vertigo. He goes, that's how, and I'm one of them. Okay. And so he said, it's slim to none that this is going to happen again. But could it happen again? Yes. So we can either put the numbing medicine back in your ear and take out the tube and hope that it does not happen again, or we can take the tube out with no numbing medicine. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I am a wimp when it comes to shots and needles, but I have chosen to do it with no numbing medicine. Are you kidding me right now? Yes. So Shane is going to go with me. The thing is, they told me that the pain is literally 1 second, but it's pain. So they're going to go down into my ear, grab the tube. I think they have to clip out the stitches, and then they pull the tube out. But they said the pain does not last very long. And I'm like, Judy, ambulance and hospitalization are pain for a second. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. So I'm trying to talk myself into, I can do this with no pain medicine. But I feel my biggest fear is, you know how when you have pain, you jerk? I'm scared if they don't like strap my head to the, hospital bed, that I might jerk and then he hurts something. You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest fear. So when I go into the office, I am going to talk to him and say, if I was to like clench and you don't strap my head down to the bed where I can't move, could possibly something happen, like you puncture my eardrum or something from me jumping? So I am going to ask all these hard questions when I get there. But he said when I get there, if I decide that I wanted to be numbed up, we can do that. So that is the plan. And I am going to go live Monday because my appointment is not till 11:30. So I ask for prayers that I want to be strong enough to not use the numbing medicine. I cannot go through what I went through. I cannot. I'm like, this tube removal was horrible. So I cannot do that again. And I just don't want to risk it. I don't. So I'm going to try my best to do it with no numbing medicine. I said, Shane, you're going to have to walk in that room and just hold my head as tight as you can to the bed so that when I flinch from the pain, I don't, do that. So that's the plan. Okay, I do need to tell y'all this on YouTube. What I want to talk, I'm going to tell you the story, but it is like every day I wake up, there is a challenge. It's like one whammy after another every single day. I mean, and I know I cannot be the only person. It's like I wake up and I'm like, okay, let me go get a cup of coffee. And I grab my phone and it's something. And it's like, it's almost like I want to not use my phone anymore because I have a lot going on. And like I said, every day it seems like there's some type of tragedy. And I'm like, am I making this crap up or am I causing this to be bigger than it is? Because I have, in the past had a tendency, like when you have mental health issues, sometimes when you're going through things, you're making it worse than it actually is because maybe you're depressed or you're having a bad day. And I'm constantly checking myself going, is this worse than it is? And it's just like, I have a lot going on with my family. My brother's going back to jail. Long story. I don't really want to get into my family. But when I tell you it is a total train wreck, it is like if I sat and told you everything that was happening, it would be like you watching a horror movie. My family is so sick. And I have not talked to anyone about what has gone on in the past week. And the reason I haven't said anything, Shane knows, is because I'm trying to run after peace. And in order to run after peace, I find that if I talk about situations, I cry or I feel the pain. It's hard. But also, storing it inside me without talking about it can cause a lot of stomach issues. It can cause sickness because you're not dealing with life. So like sometimes people are outspoken about their problems and sometimes people bundle it all inside. And it's like I'm trying to run after peace and I'm trying not to let things bother me. And Shane was like, you are going to have to block that part of your family. And that feels like grief to me because my family is not big to begin with. I mean, everyone's passed away. And so blocking my own family is painful. But it is what's going on in my family. I haven't even watched horror movies as bad as this. Like, it is terrible. So anyway, every day it's like something. And I'm trying to run after peace. And y'all know I recently was hospitalized. We just talked about it for vertigo. And I'm like, man, it is like if it ain't my family, it's my health. It ain't my health, it's my farm. If it's not, and it's like every single day there is something traumatic happening. I'm like, I have to be the strongest person I know. If I sat and told you everything, you would be like, how are you functioning? But I guarantee you, if you shared with me your story, you're like, oh, you think your family's bad? Wait till you hear about mine. I wake up every day and something tragic happens. It's like that is how life is. Well, yesterday, I was like, okay, I'm trying to run after peace. I'm home from the hospital. I'm trying to recover. You know, I got this. I got this. And as soon as I got up yesterday, I grabbed a cup of coffee and I sat down and I grabbed my phone. And I got this message from a lady that said, it was one of my neighbors. And she said, hey, Judy, I think your cat's in the middle of the road. And I was like, dead? Well, the night before, Shaners has never spent the night outside. All three of my cats were rescues. All three of those cats have been raised outside, not by me, by the previous owners. So what happens if you have a cat that you've rescued that is used to being outside all the time? What happens is as soon as you open the door, the cat goes right out the door. And you're like, oh, you cannot keep them inside. So Coco, Cecil, and Shaners, as soon as I open the education center door, they're flying outside, and like, if me and Shane are like, okay, it's going to be cold outside, we got to keep them in the education. We're like trying to squeeze through the door so they don't run outside. And Shaners, we had to squeeze through the door for the longest time because we didn't want her to go outside because she wasn't fixed. She wasn't old enough to be fixed. And second of all, we wanted her to learn where home was. So we were squeezing through the door for the longest time. And then I took her to the vet. She had surgery to be fixed. Well, she wants to do what Coco and Cecil do. So what would happen is every morning, Shane would take the dogs to visit the cats. That's just like their morning routine. Shane at 5 o'clock in the morning goes outside with the dogs. They walk to the education center. He takes the dogs to see the cats. The cats go outside, and that's just what happens. And usually I can call the cats and I shake their little treats, that temptation treats, and they all come running to the education center and I can shut the door. Most of the time, Cecil wants to stay outside and hunt. Cecil is a rat getter. Okay. He wants to go hunt. Sometimes Coco is like that, but for the most time, Cecil, and they used to live 2 doors down. That's where Coco and Cecil lived all their life. And then they just decided they were going to be a Sneed's farmhouse a cat. And so oftentimes when we let them out, they want to go visit where they lived. Well, night before last, I called the cats to the education center to get their temptation treats. And Coco and Cecil come inside like normal, and Shaners decides she's not coming inside. I'm like, why is she doing this? So when Shane got home, Shane and I were trying to lure her inside because we've never had to do this. And she was running from us. She would not let us pick her up. And I would say we attempted until we went to bed to go outside and lure her into the education center. She's never spent the night outside. And I'm like, why is she doing this? Why is she doing this? And Shane goes, okay, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to go try one last time. She would not come inside. And he was like, Judy, she is not coming inside. And we could see her. Like, she would run. We could see her, but she would not walk into the education center. And I don't know why, because that's not like her. So we had to go to bed last night with Shaners outside. And Shane and I were worried to death. Well, when I woke up and I was running after Peace, I got the message, your cat is in the middle of the road. I'm in my purple robe. I hadn't even got my pajama. I hadn't even put on clothes yet. So I get in the side-by-side and I drive out there, and someone has ran over Shaner's head in the middle of the road and left her. I was like, wow, it is just one thing after another. Like, I am getting hit with whammies left and right. Like, what the heck? Thank God for a makeup sponge. So I pick Shaners up and put her in the back of the side-by-side. And I take her to the house. I call Shane. And Shaners is Shane's baby, more or less. You know, he rescued her. She showed up at Shane's work. And he had an attachment to Shaners. And he was just sick. And I sat here and I thought, because now I'm worried about Coco and Cecil. I'm like, how do you keep rescue cats to stay inside? Like, it's impossible. I've never owned a cat. So I don't know how all this works. But when you open a door and a cat is flying out the door, like, it's impossible. It's impossible to go, no, 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 no. You're going to stay inside. They're miserable inside. They're outdoor cats. And I'm like, so anyway, normally, like if a chicken dies or a duck, or Shane and I cremate them because we don't want to attract predators. So we end up having to cremate them. Well, Shane goes, go find a box and put Shaners in it. I said, what do you want me to do with it? And he goes, I'm not cremating her. I'm going to bury her. And I thought, he's hurting. You know, Shane comes across as a hardy, but he's actually a softie. So last night when Shane got home from work, he got the excavator. Is that what it's called? Anyway, he dug a hole. He dug a real deep hole so she couldn't be dug up. And we buried her last night. And I sit here and I'm like, God. It's like, it's time to grab the sponge again. I'm like, it is like, how do you run after Peace when every single day is like something traumatic? Like what the heck? Like, my family's jacked up. You know, I'm dealing with this melanoma bull crap. You know, I got this ear crap going on. Like, what the crap? How do I run after Peace? I'm tired of being well, I probably should just stop putting my makeup on. I'm like, I'm tired of being strong. I'm just tired. Tired of it. How do you run after Peace when every day you wake up and there's something tragic? What would my counselor tell me to do? What would she tell me to do? What tool do I pull out of my pocket to run after peace? Okay, I'm going to kind of break this down. When it comes to my family, the only person I can control is myself. I can't fix any of this. And unfortunately, the main problem with my family is addiction. So not only are you dealing with chaos, but you're dealing with a drug that is impossible to tolerate, and that's meth. I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with meth before, but it is not a drug that is that you can make sense of. It is a, to me, out of every single drug in this world, meth is the worst. Like, it is horrible. It robs you of your life. And you know how, like, sometimes you maybe have watched on the news or you've watched in a movie, like, someone that's laid out on the street, not a tooth in their, no, there's 3 teeth in his mouth. There's 3 teeth in his mouth. He's lost everything. That's what I'm dealing. That's just a little portion. That's just minor, okay? That is minor. But when you're dealing with drugs, it is a dead end. No matter what I do, I can't fix that. So how do I run after peace when it's chaos and it's dangerous? I mean, we're dealing with danger. We're dealing with threats beyond belief. I can't control that. I can't make my family learn how to dance. I can't. I've tried. So what do I need to do to take care of myself? Most people think running after peace seems selfish, because we're taught at a young age not to always give to others, be kind, like we're taught always put others first. We're not necessarily taught to put ourselves first, because that's selfish. We're taught to put others first. And it's hard to retrain your brain to go, you got to put yourself first. And I close my eyes because I'm blind in one eye. I was watching makeup people yesterday and they put eyeliner up there and I was like, let me just try it. Anyway, we're taught it's selfish to put ourselves first. And I'm having to retrain my brain that it's not selfish, Judy, to put yourself first. So, in order to put myself first, and if I can't fix situations and the situation is dangerous, what do I need to do to run after peace? And the answer is remove myself from the situation. I can't fix it. The problem is, this is my problem. I've done this many of times. Okay. I have blocked and said, okay, Judy, you can't fix this. You're going to have to block them and get them out of your life. You've got to just, you can't fix this. It's dangerous. It's chaotic. You're going to have to block it. And I do it. And I block. And then I get weak because it's my family. And I wonder, how are they? Are they okay? And then I unblock. And then it happens all over again. I'm not strong enough to stick with it. I can't figure out why. Like, why can't I just walk away from it? And I think it's because it's my family. And most of the time, I think that I do it because I hope they've changed. And they never do. And I'm a broken record. It's like, okay, I block and get it out of my life. And then I do good and I'm strong for a while. And then I have guilt because what ends up happening, she's crazy. She goes from blocking us. She's crazy. I mean, daggum, she is, she's been in the hospital. She's got mental problems. She'll just go and block us and then unblock us. She's crazy. That's what happens. I'm the one with the problem. I'm thinking, I am the one with the problem because I can't stay away from it. It's like it just keeps like, listen, my family's been on the CNN news. The CNN news, my family, the crazy story that's on the CNN news is my family. Why am I not strong enough to just run after peace? Because it hurts. I long for this perfect family. This family that comes together at Christmas and sits around the Christmas tree and everyone does presents and everything. Everyone's so excited to see each other. That's what I long for. On birthdays, the whole family gets together and celebrates the birthdays of the family members, and oh, can't wait to see Aunt Judy, and oh, I can't wait to see my brothers and my nieces and my nephews. They mean the world to me. That's what I long for. I long for something that's never going to happen. And as you run after peace, it feels as though when it's your own family that, why am I not strong enough to handle this? I can't be the only family that's like this. Like, what the heck? How do I run after peace when everything's just not peaceful? It's chaotic. And then I don't know, you finally get the strength to block your family, and then you wake up and your cat's dead in the middle of the road, or you go for your 3-month checkup for melanoma, and bam, you have melanoma again. It's time to go back to the knife. Or bam, you got problems with your ears and you're in the daggum ER, and then you're in the hospital, and it's just chaos. Leave it to me to have the numbing medicine jack my crystals up. Like it can't just be peace. It's like chaos. Do you feel me? Is your life like that? I will tell you that I had an appointment with my doctor last week. It was before all this happened with my ears. And we were talking about, she said, why do you try to fix everybody's problems? She said, you remind me. Now, you got to keep in mind, me and my counselor have been together for 16 years, and she can lay it on the line with me. Okay? So keep that in mind. Because some people would probably get their feelings hurt if their doctor talked to them this way. But I've been with her for 16 years, and I know she's a tell it like it is person. She goes, do you know what you remind me of? I said, what? You remind me of an alcoholic going to an AA meeting and sitting there and then leaving the meeting and drinking and saying this program doesn't work. What? Me? I do that? Judy, you go to the AA meetings and you sit and listen and you learn the terminology, and then you get in the car and you drink some alcohol and you tell me the program doesn't work. Could you please explain what you're talking about? And she said, well, Judy, you went through 2 years of DPT. DPT is this, I've showed you before. This DPT skills training, handout and worksheets by Marsha Linehan. Okay, I went through 2 years of this therapy. I have all the tools I need. Okay. I have learned how to break things down. I have learned what tools need to be in my pocket. I share them with you. But when it comes to my own life, I am a fixer. I am a people pleaser. So I am on the phone with my family going, let me ask you a question. What is your ownership in this? When you're in this situation, what is your ownership? I am playing counselor with my family. And then when I get off the phone with them, I don't sleep. I have stomach aches. I'm stressed out because I realize that everything I'm saying is going in one ear and out the other. I am trying to fix so many people. People call me about social media. Oh, I'll tell you what to do. Next thing you know, I am in this deep conversation trying to get them to where they need to go. I am a fixer. I am a solution person. I am the alcoholic going to the AA meeting, leaving the meeting, drinking, telling everybody that the AA program does not work. Because I have all the tools in my pocket. I have been through extensive training. I have been through the 2 years of DBT. I have been through 12 weeks of uh, behavioral therapy. I have been through Al-Anon for 2 years. I know the tools. But instead of me using the tools, I'm saying this program isn't working. My life is chaotic. My life is chaotic. I wake up every day with chaos. You and everybody else, Judy, you're not alone. So, what are you going to do to take care of yourself? You know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing it. You are the alcoholic going to the AA meeting, leaving drinking, saying this program's not working because you're not working your program. She is correct. I am not working my program. So after I got off the phone with her, I was like, okay, I'm going to run after peace. So the next day, I went out to my farm. I think my meeting with her was on, it wasn't Thursday because that's when my procedure was. I think it was Tuesday was my appointment. And I was like, okay, I'm going to work my program. I'm going to work my program. She's like, does that book just stay beside? She goes, where is your book? I was like, it's under my desk. When's the last time you pulled it out? I don't know. Let me wipe the dust off. Judy, you have to work the program for it to work. Okay. So the next day I got up and I said, okay, I know one tool that I can pull out of my pocket is distraction. Distraction works for me and I know it. So I went out in the farm the next day and I stayed in the farm all day. I cleaned out some chicken coops. I played with the animals. I did a bunch of filming. I took you along with me the whole entire time. We fed the animals. I mean, I literally just thoroughly enjoyed myself. And there was that day was total peace. It was peace. There was no chaos. I didn't talk about my problems. I was working on solutions. If you're one to sit and talk about all your problems, oh, my family's a train wreck. Oh, my sister's this. Oh, my marriage is a dead end, but I'm staying married. Whatever. If you are the person who talks about problems, like me, you're the alcoholic that's going to the AA meeting, leaving there drinking a beer and saying the program doesn't work. Because when you're running after peace, you don't talk about your problems per se. You're talking about, okay, this is the problem. I'm going to tell you the problem, but I need to know the solution. I'm looking for solutions. I don't need you to hear me gripe because we all can gripe. I need to know how to deal with it. That's what I need. Okay. So what you're doing when you say that is you're looking for a solution. You're looking to work the program. You're not looking to, how do I fix my husband? How do I fix my family? Just tell me what to do because you're probably just like me. If you tell me specifically how to fix him, I'll do it. I will do exactly what you tell me if you will tell me how to fix him. But the problem is you can't fix him. You can't. There's no solution. So if you walk into counseling and all you're talking about is, my husband drives me crazy, my marriage sucks, blah, 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 whatever, you're the alcoholic going to the AA meeting, drinking when you leave, saying the program's not working. When you look for solutions and you're saying, okay, this is the deal. Right now, I want to run like Forrest Gump because he's driving me insane. That mouth of his, oh my gosh. If I'm talking to my counselor, if you literally heard the way he talks to me, you would die. You would tell me to run like Forrest Gump. You would say he is a narcissist. But at the end of the day, I have to pull out my book, brush off the dust, and go, okay, I need to go learn this. I need to go learn how to deal with that mouth. Because that mouth is not going away. That mouth has been deep rooted and been like that his whole life. I can't fix it. I can't fix that ugly mouth, the words that come out of that mouth. So what I need to know, this is the situation. How do I fix it? You can't. Well, what am I coming to counseling for? If you can't tell me how to fix that ugly mouth of his, then tell me why I'm here in counseling. You're here for solutions. You're here because you have to learn how to deal with difficult people. Because there's difficult people all around you. They don't think like you. They don't process like you. They're nothing like you. They don't think like you, even your own family. Y'all have different views on religion. Y'all have different views on how you raise your children. You have different views on how you're a wife, whatever. You have to deal with difficult people. So if you're going to run after peace, you need to look for solutions. And to look for solutions just means you have to constantly be working on yourself and you have to be running after peace. And what does running after peace look like? It is running after peace looks like, to me, I have chaos every single day in my life. Hang on. There's something every single day. Every single day. And I have learned that if I will surround myself with people that have how do I put this? When I get up in the morning, I can choose to read a message and let it train wreck me. But if I'm running after peace, it doesn't look like that. And the day that I pull the tool out of my pocket, today I'm going to pull the tool of distraction out of my pocket. Best day ever. Best day ever by far. I didn't have anxiety. I didn't have depression. I had my music on. I'm kissing Leroy. I'm scratching butts. I'm laying on pigs. I'm playing with my chickens. I'm teaching Jack tricks. I was distracted. There was no, and that day, a family member called me. And the conversation was so chaotic that I removed myself from the situation and said, not today, son of a gun. Not today, Satan. Not today. Today, you're not going to interrupt my peace in my farm. And I was able to do that. I was able to run after peace and go, not today. Not today. Yesterday, not so strong. Yesterday, I stayed in my pajamas all day long. Did not get out of my pajamas. I put the animals to bed and still had my pajamas on. I had a hard day yesterday. What went wrong? Well, I told you that Shaners died. What went wrong? I personally feel like there's days, I call it my purple robe day, where I can't get out of my robe. I think that's okay. You can't be perfect every day. Where you get yourself in trouble is to have 2 purple robe days in a row, and then it turns to 3 purple robe days. That's where you get yourself in trouble. I don't think there's a problem with having a purple robe day. I don't. I don't know why, but when I have a purple robe day, all I want is cereal. So I had cereal for lunch. Oh my gosh. Oh. What am I going to have to do to take care of myself, to run after peace? What is it going to take for you to run after peace? What makes you happy? I will tell you that me redoing my bedroom made me so happy. As a matter of fact, yesterday when I was in my purple robe, I went and sat in my peacock room that I redid for Christmas. I just sat there. I was like, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I just love it. It made me happy. So even though I was in my purple robe, I was looking for ways to cope. What makes you happy? And if your answer is nothing, nothing makes you happy, you're sitting it out because there's something that makes you happy. There's something. I will tell you, Lisa LeMaster made me stained glass a couple of years ago. It was a peacock stained glass. I can look at that and it brings me happiness because I can see the beauty in it. Just sitting in my kitchen, looking out the window at the stained glass, I'm like, God, she is so incredibly talented. She took my peacock feathers and made that stained glass. It's so gorgeous. It brought me happiness. Thinking about spring coming up and all my plants that I planted this past year, I can't wait to see them all bloomed in my yard. As a matter of fact, Tanya and Retha Charlotte this year gave me plants from their yard. And the thought, there was another lady that brought me a bunch of plants, but I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. But the thought that I have some backup dancers' flowers in my yard, you know how happy that makes me? Because when I walk outside right against my house, and I'm not good with plant names, okay? I'm not. I'm not. But I know that Tanya brought me tons of stuff. And girl, I didn't know where to plant them. I was just planting. Okay. She did give me some advice and she would say, hey, plant this because it's going to spread. She did give me like some background. Um, but like the thought that Tanya's plants are in my yard, that's so cool. Retha's gave me, Retha, I don't even know if you're here. What did she give me? She didn't give me tulip. I think she gave me lilies. Lilies, I planted those lilies that she gave me. I planted them right by the education center. And I can't wait for them to bloom because when I see them, they're going to remind me of her. I'll tell you another thing. And this is going to seem crazy. Okay. It's going to be crazy. But this backup dancer, hang on. This backup dancer, she does not have children of her own. Okay. Well, she had this collection and she sent it to me. And they're beads. I love to wear jewelry that I never take off. Like I want to sleep in it. I want to, that's why I have to be careful. Like you don't see me wear a ring and stuff like that. I want to be able to take a shower in it, sleep in it. Like I don't want to take it off. That's just kind of, I like jewelry like that. And so she gave me these beads. Okay. I have this little, first of all, they all fell out. So don't be judging me. I know this seems silly. Okay. And if you're not me, you're not going to understand why this brings me happiness. But it does. Okay. It's the simple things. So this has a rod. Let me put it right here. And so the beads go on this rod. And I can sit and change these beads all the time. You'll notice that my necklace changes beads. But I love, see all the beautiful colors? And these are all handcrafted. Look, this one's got really shiny. So yesterday, when I was having a purple robe day, I was trying to find things in the house that brought me to peace. These beads, something simple. Look, that one's got crystals on it. I sit here and I'm like, okay, what beads can I put together? So then, let me show you. I know. Hope I don't jack this up. Hang on. My hands don't work right sometimes. Okay. And my eyes don't work, so I can't see where the hole is. Oh, I scared myself. Okay. Why isn't it going in? Jeez. Blind, deaf. God, hang on. So yesterday, as I was running after peace, these bees bring me peace. Look, this one's red for Valentine's Day or Christmas. This one's got a blue feather in it. What I'm trying to show you is running after peace doesn't have to cost money. You know, I can remember, I don't know if this is going to make sense or not. You know, I fight I think I know what I did. I put the wrong, one of them's longer than that. Okay, I'll just show you. Wait. That brings me happiness. I remember one time Oprah Winfrey hired, I was an Oprah Winfrey fan. She hired a nutritionist to come in and fix her meals. And the nutritionist's name, her name was Rosie. I don't know if y'all go back as far as me, but I watched every episode of Oprah Winfrey. And so she hired this nutritionist to come live with her and cook her meals. And her name was Rosie. Rosie wrote a cookbook from Oprah Winfrey's weight loss. And Oprah lost a ton of weight. And for someone that's jacked up mentally about their weight and stuff like me, I can remember going, well, she's lucky. If I hired a Rosie to come live with me, I bet I could get all healthy and lose weight too. I remember saying that about Oprah. And I wonder if you say that about me. If you say, oh, well, if I had a farm and I had Leroy, if I could scratch his butt or lay on Shishi, I'd have peace too. But I live in this apartment and I can't get out of the house. I wonder if you say that about me when I tell you that I use my farm as peace. Because it does seem as though I have the perfect life because I have a farm. But I'm here to show you my beads or talk about my peacock room because there's other things that bring me peace other than just having a farm. Something simple as beads bring me peace. Putting makeup on and doing my hair brings me peace. Sitting in my peacock room, sitting on your back porch, I don't know, looking at the birds may bring you peace. Never underestimate wishing you were like someone else. Does that make sense? Like, in other words, I wished I was Oprah Winfrey and could hire Rosie. Or you wished you were Aunt Judy and could live at Sneed's farmhouse. Because believe it or not, you have peace in your own house. You just haven't found it. Maybe peace for you is to go, I'm not a morning person. But tomorrow, I'm going to get up and grab my cup of coffee and go on the porch and watch the sunrise and see what it does for me. Or I'm going to sit on the back porch and have a cup of coffee and watch the sun go down. And I'm going to sit here as I watch the sun go down. I am going to talk about everything that I'm thankful for. Because even though there's chaos every day in my life, I have to run after peace. It doesn't come natural to me. It does not. because I fight depression. And I'm going to wrap this up, but I wanted to show you how you can find peace and joy without having a farm or without hiring Rosie. You can find it. And I want you to know that if there's chaos in your life every day, if your family is struggling, if you have addiction in your family, you're not alone. Me too. But together, we can hold each other's hand and know that in life, you have a choice. Sitting it out is not running after your peace. It's being consumed into this toxic things that are going on around you. But you have the choice to dance. And every Monday and Wednesday, we're here to learn how to dance because life is hard. Dancing is finding the beauty and the peace that is around you, finding the blessings that are going on around you instead of being consumed in all the toxic things that are going on. Dancing is finding the blessings, looking at beads, a simple bead, to go, God, I wonder how they made that. They put those stripes in it. Look, the center one is a peacock bead. Wow, I wonder what was like deep thoughts. That's dancing. So you had that choice today. I love you guys. And thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for showing up here every Monday and Wednesday and listening to my voice. Thank you for everybody that's on the replay. I love you so much. I do. You're loved. I will see y'all Monday. And Monday, we're going to talk about heaven or hell. Love you. Bye.